Hi, in this short video, I will be explaining the inventory module, how we work with the stock control, how do we track all your equipment inside the network, who, when, and where it was installed. There are certain modules or parts of it. We will tackle products, how to enter products there, items, suppliers, and invoices. Then also Splynx has an option to use QR codes to get quickly the device that you are looking for, which is very useful when you have 10,000 devices. Multiple stock locations allows you to have to store your devices in different stocks in different offices. And let's take a look on it. Now, this is the short example of how it looks when your database is full of data. So when all the data are there, where you put all your devices there, and then when you start assigning it to customers, allocating it to the certain places. Okay, let's check here. Here's an example of 10,000 devices, and some of them were already assigned, some of them are still in stock. And here is we see the recent activities of all our administrators that work with stock. And then when we go to our products, so this is what I wanted to mention. First of all, it shows us the list of products. Here in this case, we have plenty of products, 157 products. And each product has a photo and the price that you are buying it. And then we can set up the price that you will be selling it to customers if you sell it. And then we have a stock control. It means that how many units we have in stock, how many are used internally, how many are sold, and how many are just put to customers, assigned to customers. We have a list of our providers. I mean, it means companies that sell us equipment, a list of the vendors, and then we also have the list of invoices of our providers. And each invoice has, here we can see the unique number that is used. It's a serial number that is used for QR code purposes, for QR reading. And here, when we then open the list of our devices, here, for example, there is a selected product, which is a ONT Huawei, and it shows me where it is located, if it's inside office, in my office, or if it's assigned to customer, then it shows me the customer name. And then I can also see the history of the moments where this equipment was, and then when it was assigned or installed to customer premise. So this is the short example of how Splynx can manage your stock. Let's take a look on how to configure it. We have here an empty stock. We have here nothing there configured. And first of all, as I said, we had products. So I set up the products. I can define them here, or when I will be adding them to my inventory, I will define the products during this process. Okay, in my suppliers, I select my suppliers. Suppliers, for example, it's my redistribution or any other company that you buy from. Inside my vendors, I define my vendors that I work with. And then we have to add somehow our items to our inventory or to our stock, to our location. How to do that? There are several options. The first and the most simple option is to add just one item this way. So here I can type the barcode. I read the barcode with my barcode reader, or I can just type my serial number this way. Okay, so it can be the same, or if it's different, we just type a different serial number there. And this is the product. And here you can see that the product doesn't exist. So I can create a product CCR 1036 router, and that's creating the product. So that's stock location. I currently have only one stock location, and this is the way how I can add one item. If I want to add many items, then I just go there and add the same way many items. So I select the product, CCR 1036. I say that I have two routers, CCR 1836. I need to click it there to appear. Two items with a price of $100, or actually this is really not that much. It should cost much more. Then we can say CCR 109, and that will be for 500. And we will add this way the items. Okay, clicking the save button, it will just create the items for us. And now we can scan the barcode reader with a barcode reader, or we can just type serial numbers here. So as you see, we have added 3 items. This is the second option. Then we have a third option. If you want your items to be linked to suppliers' invoices, so then you should go to your supplier and add the supplier invoice, because we already have a mirror distribution here. Let's go to supplier invoice and add the invoice. So we select the supplier, we type the number of invoice number here, the date of issuing of the invoice by supplier. We can upload the file as a PDF, and then again, where do we put it, to which stock location? I have only one currently. And then the product, okay, we have already 2 products pre-selected that we can use. You can say, okay, the price is 1,100, or okay, mirror is cheaper, so it will be 900. And then we say, okay, there is another UBNT device, and that's a UBNT device for $100. And quantity, it can have 2, or it can have 10, or it can be UBNT CP, 10 devices and 1 router. And I add it. I see it's exactly the same what I had before. I have to add here my QR codes or my serial numbers, which I really recommend to do, because then it's much easier to use the platform with these barcodes, because you can easily scan them and find your equipment instead of typing it, okay? Or then you'll have order there in this process. And I have invoice number, and now if I go to my items, we see that there are many new items added. So there is an ID number of the item, and if there is a serial code, we can see that there is a serial code added to it. And when I added this item, it shows me the description of it. If I click on it, it will go and show me all the items that I have available with the same model, show me the status information. So you see, I have added my equipment to my stock using 3 different ways, just using this item or items using this option, which doesn't link my supplier invoices to Splynx. So this is the easiest and simple way how to do that. If I want to really manage it well, then I have my supplier invoices here with my QR codes there. And this is the way. So now I have my items ready to work. Now I would like to say that these 2 routers I will be installing internally on my tower or on my data center. So using this option, I can assign these devices to certain location or to a customer. So we can select 2 routers, Cloud Core here. Let's select them, and then let's put them to internal usage. And then I say, so this is the DC1, and also I can select that it was assigned to administrator who is responsible for this deployment. Done. So this 2 routers went to my internal usage, okay, and with a node DC1. Now I would like to connect my client, and when I'm connecting my client, I want to assign him an equipment. And the equipment is already included in the price of my service. I do not charge anything else. So that's why I can use this assign to customer. So when I assign to customer, I just select my customer, if I have one here, okay, Alex, and that's all. Then I see that the device was assigned to this customer. When I go to customer profile, I see that there is a hardware and there is a device item 6, which I can click and it will show me the device information. And that's actually what I need to know about this device, that it belongs to that customer. There are other options as well. I can go to my product and define the pricing here, rent price, sell price, and these prices will be predefined by default when I will be renting or selling this equipment. So let's say that this UBNT device, which belongs to vendor UBNT, the price sell will be 120, and if we will be renting it and it's not included in our subscription, it will cost $5. So that's what I'm doing here. You see, so I have predefined prices. It's not needed actually to predefine them. I can always set it up manually when I'm setting it to client, but better is to predefine it to not make mistakes next time. What I'm doing now, I'm just selecting this device, and I'm sending it to, give me a refresh. Let's select this device, and now I go to my action. I need to sell it. So if I'm selling it, I select my client, again the same one, and as you can see, it preset already the price, the VAT or taxes if it's there, and it will create the invoice for clients. So that's what I'm doing now. I have sold one, and then the next device I will rent. So it means I will create a recurring service for that. So let me check who is if I have some customers. So this one, for example, Mike Warren, has no hardware yet. And what I will do is I will assign him, but a rental. So I'll do the rental for him. And okay, we should have a plan also predefined and the price for that. And there's the description, and the price is €5. So it's $5. So that's what I'm setting up. I have this as well. And now if I go to under Alex test customer, then I see that there is an invoice. So there is an invoice for UBNT device because we sold it to him. And if I go to his information, then I see that he has one device that was assigned to him because it's part of his installation, and then the second device that he bought from us. And then when I go to Mike, which is here, Mike Warren, and I see that this customer has a service ID 14, and this is a recurring service actually. So if I go there, I go to recurring service, and okay, I have only one service that is called public IP. For that, to make it better, I had to create another one just that is called renting of equipment. But even this way, I created one recurring service for 5 units for €5 per month, and starting from 1st of March. And when all this is set, I see on the dashboard all the things that I did. So as you can see, everything that I was doing with my devices here. How many items do I have? How many products? How many suppliers? And how many invoices currently? And the stock location. As I said, we can select the different stock locations, because if we go to config, and then if we search here inventory, stock locations, there is only one option for inventory. There I add the new one. It will be a second branch. So with the second branch, I can work the same way as with the main inventory. Stock location shows me I need to refresh that after adding this data. Stock location shows me main, and then it shows me second branch. I can move equipment between the branches. I can just take this one and move to other stock locations. Say I want to move it to my second branch, and now this device will be on the second branch. So if I select my second branch, I see there is one device here. Okay, or I can just select many devices and do the same thing. Like this way, let's select 3, go to actions and move to other stock locations, select second branch, and now we see that there are 4 devices that we sent from our office to our branch. There are other actions, as you can see. For example, this one doesn't have a barcode, or from the second branch, we don't have barcodes at all. So I can select all my devices and I can enter the barcodes here. So as you can see, I don't need to click and edit one by one. I can just click this action and select enter barcodes. Then we have a report that shows me sold and rented items in the selected period. So it was assigned, sold, rent, all the movements inside my stock. And then it shows me per item report that will show me where the device is currently located, what is the product, and all these movements. We store it all, and that actually helps you when customer comes and says, just imagine this is the customer. We have items, so let's go to all, and there is a Mike Warren comes and says, hey, this device doesn't work. I want to change it. And so when he brings the device, we need to know that this serial number, so this barcode, corresponds to his device, and he didn't bring us the device from our competitors. Okay, so that's, we say, okay, this corresponds. And then if we have this device also information, we can link it, we can find the invoice that was used, and we can find who was the provider of this device. And then we say, okay, we accept it, and then we just return the device. So we just select this mic warrant, click return, as you can see, and it will show me where do you want to return it. I want to return it like market return because I'm sending it directly to my provider, and I say this is broken. Or I want to return it back to my stock and say this is broken unit. So and see, this is, you see that it's in stock, but it's broken. Okay, and if I send it to my provider or my vendor of equipment, my distributor, I'm saying, yeah, I want to return it. And now it's marked as returned. So I think that's all from my side. Thank you for your time and stay in touch.